Fire crews rescued the 18-year-old around 4 o'clock. KSBY's Kelsey McFarland was there during the rescue. Kelsey, what can you tell us about what happened out there?
Well, Dan, Karina, a student was hiking here at Bishop Peak with her Cal Poly WOW group when she fell and injured her head, and fire crews say this is one of many rescue missions at Bishop Peak. It's week of welcome at Cal Poly, and new students are arriving in droves at Bishop Peak. Today, students arrived to emergency crews saving one of their own from the top of the mountain.
Like 3 or 4 fire trucks and a whole bunch of other different Cal Fire vehicles, as well as a helicopter that was circling around the peak for a very long time. Even we could see it from campus.
San Luis Obispo City Fire Department says an 18-year-old student fell 15 feet from one of the large rocks at the top, suffering head injuries. A Santa Barbara County helicopter flew her to the hospital, which isn't always an option depending on weather or resources.
But if something goes wrong with the helicopter or it's not available to us, then we have to actually bring them down by hand, and that turns into about a 3 to 4 hour operation.
On the hike down, fire crews had a word of advice for other new students.
So at the top of the peak there's a bench, and it's kind of where the trail ends, so they just said don't go past that and don't climb up onto the rocks and all. They also mentioned she was lucky to be alive.
Authorities say once school's back in session, Bishop Peak rescues increase.
September, when Cal Poly comes back into session along with the Cuesta college students, we're averaging probably 2 or 3 rescues a month up here for probably the next 3 or 4 months.
For those hoping to hike to the top, officials advise you to know your limits.
We do have significant injuries every year, and we do have some fatalities, and the hike's not for everybody.
Cal Fire, San Luis Obispo City, and Santa Barbara County were all involved in this rescue, and they say if you plan on hiking, that you should stay hydrated, wear the proper shoes, and try to keep a fully charged, functioning cell phone with you, because they can often use the GPS coordinates on their phone to come and find you. Live in San Luis Obispo, Kelsey McFarland, KSBY News.
All good tips, and don't forget to be careful out there. Thank you for that, Kelsey.